Today we're covering an essential topic that everyone doing stick welding really needs to know. Stick welding with E7018 electrodes. In this video, I'll explain step by step in a clear and simple way how to stick weld with E7018 electrodes and what to watch out for. Technically known as a low hydrogen basic electrode, the E7018 is favored for its high strength, ductility and crack resistance, making it the choice for heavy structural work and welding critical load-bearing systems made of carbon steel, low alloy steel and cast steel. When working with E7018 electrodes, most of the heat must be at the tip for the basic coating to melt properly and the arc to stay stable. That's why the polarity should be direct current, electrode positive. This way, about 70% of the heat is generated right at the tip of the electrode. As a result, the electrode ignites easily, the basic coating melts evenly, and the arc remains stable. The electrode diameter and amperage setting should be determined based on the thickness of the material. For parts up to 5/32 of an inch thick, a 3/32 inch electrode should be used working between 80 and 110 amps. If the thickness is between 5/32 and 3/8 of an inch, switch to a 1/8 inch electrode and set the amperage between 90 and 140. To create an arc, there needs to be a small gap between the electrode and the workpiece. When you try to start the arc by tapping the electrode on the piece, it makes full contact, causing a short circuit before the arc even forms. Then this can cause the electrode to stick to the workpiece. So when starting the arc, don't tap the electrode. Instead, strike it lightly, just like you're lighting a match. Once the arc has started, the arc length should be kept as short as possible. If the arc length is too long, the distance between the electrode and the piece increases, making the arc unstable and increasing spatter. At the same time, the protective effect provided by the electrode coating also weakens. This can lead to the molten weld pool coming into contact with air, which may cause porosity. The electrode's travel angle should be tilted 5 to 10 degrees from the vertical position and held in the direction of travel. This keeps the slag behind the arc, making it much easier to control the weld pool. If the electrode is tilted too far, slag can get trapped in the molten weld pool. This can negatively affect the quality and strength of the weld. The arc should not be cut off abruptly at the end of the weld. Cutting the arc suddenly can cause a crater to form at the end of the weld bead. Therefore, when finishing, pull the electrode back slightly to fill the weld pool before breaking the arc. E7018 electrodes are very sensitive to moisture. Moist electrodes can be hard to strike and can cause an unstable arc. They can also lead to hydrogen formation during the welding process. This can cause porosity and cracking risks, which may reduce the overall weld quality. Therefore, once the package is opened, electrodes should be used as soon as possible to maintain the best welding results. If remaining electrodes are to be used later, they must be dried in an oven at 450 to 750 degrees Fahrenheit for about 2 hours. Before welding, any rust on the material must be completely removed with a wire brush or grinding. For materials thicker than 3/16 of an inch, a bevel should be cut to ensure full penetration. Also, in multi-pass welds, the slag must be cleaned after each pass to maintain the strength of the weld. In this video, we've explained step by step how to correctly perform stick welding with E7018 electrodes. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like it and subscribe to the channel for more stick welding tutorials. See you in the next video.